How to meditate? How not to meditate, in fact. How to meditate as a possibility in every action. Life is nothing but a continuous construction towards meditation. You take it granted. Whether you want it or not, it doesn't matter. Life itself is a continuous journey towards meditation. You may having that will or not, because the true essence of inside is meditative state. We all carry that meditative state very naturally. Each and every step when you walk, each and every talk, what you are doing, each and every action, what you are trying to express, everything is taking you towards happening of meditation. Now, the question is, when it begins to happen? Is there a very organized methodology how to meditate? To say generally how to meditate, for that we need to understand some little concepts of life, concept of happening, some little angle towards actually what is meditation and what's the organizing approach towards that. When comes to the point how to meditate, one basic thing what we need to understand is meditation is a pure happening. It's a pure happening. In each and every action what you are trying to express outside, to what extent you are able to dissolve that I, ego. If you see the life, humans are very strongly programmed to look at life always from the angle of I. Always. What I get, what I lose, where I move, where I will not move, whether I should talk or I should not talk. Always, continuously, uninterruptedly, you are trying to look at the creation and interact with the creation from the background of I. When I will practice yoga, I am practicing posture. Finish. Even if you are practicing posture, you are not practicing posture. Because the practice of posture is not to develop the concept of I am the practitioner. No. That is why when Patanjali explains in the second chapter what is sadhanapada, the first line what he writes about sadhanapada is tapa swaadhyaya ishvara pranidhana. Here, Ishvara Pranidhana means it's nothing but to what extent you are able to accept the total devotional, the divine energy in total, what is there, to what extent it's acceptable to you. When that total divine energy is getting more and more acceptable to you, less and less I, less and less the dissolvement of that ego happens. That is a very good methodology to adopt. Many times it's so silly to see people, even when they are talking, very normal thing. How many times the I props up? How many times the ego comes to the face? How many times you have a stand in life, you have a belief in life? In each and every action of life, if you are able to minimize. Why concept of minimize? Here we can look at this question from another angle also. How to meditate and why to meditate? See, if how to meditate is there, then why to meditate? Why not I walk in the street? Why I can't swim in an ocean? Just enjoy life. Because for the 100% pure absence of I, there should not be any movement. There should not be any movement. As long as the movement is there, so long the I is there. Subtle. You may not have any reason to walk in the street. What I is there, you may tell. What I is there? If I'm walking in the street, you may need not to buy a vegetable, you may need not to meet a friend, you may need not to do any purpose. But still, when you are walking, it's not a totally 100% free walk. I walks. For example, you have to walk to the right or you walk to the left. You cannot walk upon a tree. You cannot walk into the traffic. That I should be protected. See, expression of the I, protection of the I. You have to protect that I. Without that I, nothing is possible. No transformation towards jump into that all-inclusiveness. You constantly carry the I. When you walk, when you talk, the moment you move, I moves. You are not moving, I moves. The moment the I moves, confinement, separation. That's why if you study whole Patanjali Yoga Sutra, even the whole Yoga Sutra can be commented on one concept of this stillness. The whole Yoga Sutra can be unfolded because Yoga Sutra is a very rich resource. It can be unfolded from thousands of angles. Even on one Yoga Sutra, we can write thousands of books. From the angle of stillness, from the angle of meditation, from the angle of pranayama. Each and every sutra goes on answering. Each and every expression is answered in each and every sutra. That is a fantastic way of, that's why it's called sutra, the completeness. When such is the possibility of living life, then what I need to explore in life? If I had to explore the total freedom, I had to be still. Total freedom means ability to reflect what is. What is not at all your individual program. What it is not at all completed by the reflections what you give out of your conditionings of the mind. What is infinite. What is immense. What is divine. What is totality. What is all-inclusive. It has no boundary. If you wish to reflect that, that is the meditation. That is total freedom. That is liberation. That alignment is possible in stillness. That is why he calls, when you are practicing posture, sthira sukha. Sthiram sukham. Stable and comfort. That's posture. Comfort means what? Comfort is not like I have a fan, I have that. No. Comfort means you don't have any demands. First of all, your body has no demand. No demand means your body has no demand to move also. It's so free, it's so contented, it don't want anything to add up. That's why Purnamada Purnamidham. This is also complete, that is also complete. Are you in a state of expressing that completeness? That is the state of meditation. How to practice meditation means just to reform this in your action. Then comes the question, why I have to live life? That understanding will come. I am living life not to eat some food. I am living life not just to talk with friends. I am living life not to climb a mountain. See, always when I have climbed many mountains, always when I look at the mountains, many times what happens if you see a small piece of rock? If a small piece of rock, the whole mountain is repetition of that rock. Just no same rock. If there are 1,000 steps, it's the repetition of one step. Just some you are thinking you are moving, you are thinking you are getting something new, just that tempts you to climb the mountain, and that tempts you or builds a concept. I feel free by climbing. I feel free by seeing many things. In fact, it's the repetition of one. The true freedom, the true divinity is within us. That is simplicity. See, why Patanjali give the concept of simplicity? Not because you, as a rule, that you have to be simple. Is not at all for that. You have to be simple to minimize the demands, to minimize the requirements, maximize the presence. That creates a space for expression of the self. What creates the space for expression of the self? That is simplicity. You have to develop the language of simplicity. You have to be simple in speaking, simple in eating, simple in what needed to live life. So once you enter the zone of simplicity, as a product of that, meditation happens. Like this, again, when you come to the arrangement of energies towards meditation, then you have to practice regularly yoga. For arrangement of energies, to build a lifestyle, and to have a skill in action. Like this, if you consider initially at least 3 dimensions of approach in life, you will be putting your step towards construction of life where a meditation begins to happen. It's a pure happening, or else you will be trying to imitate. Many times I see people try to do meditation. Impossible. It has to happen. If you try to do, you are duping yourself. If you many times people try to meditate by repeating some mantras, by repeating some breathings continuously, it won't work. The more you go on chanting, it's like a lullaby. Mind sleeps. If body is sleeping, it's not a posture practice. Body is very active, very balanced, very present still. Presence of the body, presence of life energy to maximum, the presence of the mind, that is meditation, not the absence of the mind. Don't create any lullaby. Don't create any repetitiveness. Don't try to focus on anything. Don't try to concentrate on anything. Because focusing on one thing, concentrating on one thing is nothing but rejection of the others. Without rejecting the other, how you can concentrate on one? How you can select in the name of focus one? Actually, you are trying to express all inclusive state. Mind should not be trained to move towards any particular way. That is not meditation. Meditation is the state of all inclusive, unconditional acceptance state. That peaceful, that depth, that calmness, that divinity, when begins to flow inside of you, just you experience that happening. Then you are the happening. That is meditation. So that's the way you can train yourself as a true seeker of meditation. We see millions of people meditating in this planet, yet they are not, can be called as serious meditators in the language of real. You may be serious in sitting, you may be serious in practice of posture. It doesn't matter. You will be torturing your body, that's it. You will be torturing your mind, you will be torturing your breath. Meditation, if you want to experience that happening, it's a very organized way of looking at life, aligning energy, presenting the state of mind with the happenings of the outside world. It's a pure skill of life. That's why Patanjali, when he writes in his Sadhanapada, he brings all the 8 limbs. He never mentioned only meditation, only asana or postures. He brings all the 8 limbs. He brings yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, the last state of liberation. If you look at yama, niyama and each and every steps, everything is valued. Your social interaction is valued, your health is valued. What is needed for life in the name of simplicity is valued. State of the mind is valued, state of the breath is valued, state of the body is valued. So 8 limbs is nothing but aligning all inclusively, aligning to that completeness, merging to that oneness. That organized methodology is a next step. So once you are able to enter that door of the true divinity, life takes a different dimension. Life begins to happen in a totally different way. The way you look at the world, the way you look at other person, it completely changes. You feel you in all in you. Then you are in a pure state of love. Love is that you are seeing. See, now you may be seeing you in only in your partners, or only in your kids, or only in your parents. That all inclusive state, you in all in you. That pure state of life is love. Once you are developing that state of love, that also facilitates for the happening of meditation. Like this, the way you are trying to express life as life in a very rich way. You should be the richest person who contains all, not a poor, rich. A serious posture practitioner may be becoming poor and poor, developing ego, torturing the body. If you are posture practitioner, the first indication is how long you can sit still comfortably. Not even your eyelid should move, not even your finger should move. Just still. Stillness means it's not a torturing stillness. See, this body is the product of the mind. Always matter is the product of the mind. Even this body is the product of the mind inside. How the state of the mind? All inclusive acceptance. That's why he brings sukham, comfort, sthiram, stability. Your stability is with comfortness. How you are aligning, how you are balancing, how you are so subtle. The more you are contented, you become more subtle. The more you are in peace, you become more subtle. So when you are in peaceful, when you are in love, you will not be aggressive. You will not be hard and harsh. The more and more you are developing the skills to be subtle, skill to be balanced, skill to be able to align with the life energy, a flowering begins to happen inside. Towards that flowering, how you are preparing, that is the meditation. So towards that, each and every actions The two, a wisdom will arise. What action I need to do? What actions I no need to do? That depends on the depth of understanding of life. The depth of understanding life constructs the simplicity. Simplicity constructs less movements, less actions. Less movements, less actions creates more space for life. So it all has a link. So by having the understanding of life in these directions, a proper way of meditation can be cultured. In the end, it opens to happen.